interactions will be in speed dating.
This is where our game comes in. Future speed.
It's a first-person Oculus Rift game where you're speed dating in the future. You'll have to look around your environment in order to find out the right words to say.
But finding the right words to say is always the hardest part. You might see that perfect pickup line or compliment floating around in the background behind a waiter, but that silly stumble about, your middle name instead of your first name might be, flying in front of your face trying to make you select that instead.
And this is the future we're talking about. So we're not just talking about humanoid creatures, we're talking about extraterrestrial life forms. So you're going to see all sorts of wacky characters.
That's true. You'll have to know all of your alien faux pas. For example, you wouldn't want to call a glip blob a flip flop, then he'd throw you out the back door.
So in order to play, you had to bring a microphone to your mouth and go, in order to expand a speech bubble. The longer you say, the larger the speech bubble becomes, and the farther it will go once you release it. After capturing a phrase, you'll speak it to your opposite number, and they'll react. And depending on what you say, they'll react differently.
This is going to be a score-based title, so it's a time-based because it's speed dating. So there's always going to be a time limit, and it's going to be score-based. So you're going to get bonuses based on what you do. So you pick better words, you're going to get more points, obviously. And there's going to be different bonuses, like eye contact bonus is going to be a big one. Essentially,
Quick talker bonus,
Yes.
but of course there'll be penalties like, the awkward silence penalty. Really, really tough one.
So, just like that. So once you've gone through all of their potential candidates, at the end of the night, you'll go through a door and you'll find your best match, and that'll depend on how well you did during their speed dating section. So who knows? You might end up with a rock.
Mhm. Our game will have tons of zany characters animated in kind of like a toon shader style, with everything from normal human men and women to some of the crazy wackier characters like something you might see on Rick and Morty. And that is Future Speed Dating.
Any questions?
So it'll have like a dialogue tree?
essentially the way we're thinking about is that the person you're talking to will give you a little prompt as to what they're interested in, a little bit of background, and there's going to be a bunch of words floating around. And the ones that are more correct, once they get more points, be further in the back, so you're going to have to go a lot longer to get more distance, and also going to be harder because they're potentially going to be moving, make it more of a frantic base, more accuracy.
And you're kind of going to read their facial expressions. They're going to do a doctor's kind of chart of based on how interested they are in what you're saying.
I'm curious, what is the thing that the player should be focusing on the word choices, like they're part of the dialogue, or this vocal mechanic of going,
The vocal mechanic is kind of imagine you're charging up or inflating a balloon to kind of send flying off. So, saying longer will mean you'll have to track that, great line in the back and, fire it off, lead it a little bit and everything. So there'll be some targeting accuracy challenge in addition to just finding in the environments that clever thing to say.
Can two of you act this out for us? Show us how you score. Be put down the gong.
Okay.
who's the other?
So I'll be the player.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a Schwingborg from the planet Klingon 9. I enjoy long walks on the beach and sunsets.
Oh, I've been to Klingon 8 on vacation. Is that anything like their beautiful beaches?
It's gonna be it's gonna be one prompt, so it's not gonna be a branch of dialogue, so it'll be because it's spat, you're thinking probably under a minute
You're
per
explaining,
person.
not showing. I wanted you to
Show.
say, I want you to be.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Okay.
At the end is when you find out if this is actually the match.
Remember,
Or-
it's speed dating, so
Yeah.
it's going to be.
Yeah, we'd love to feature characters from other games, of course. You might date a soda or.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.